As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Erusia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Arusea will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Arusea's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
To the unidentified Osean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Osean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Osean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oseans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, just run if they shoot us, right?
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire.
War is something I'll never get used to. Tonight is the total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich.
Right behind you.
Strider 1, Fox 2. Vehicle confirmed destroyed. block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you.
Understood. ID'd as Ocean forces. This is AWACS for the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated.
Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route. It's Erusian.
They aren't responding aggressively.
General, we're conservatives, so listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Lancaster. They've opened up a path for us. The more the merrier.
We've been told!
We can't see the tops of the roofs from down here. Be on the lookout for enemy ambushes. We made it through the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next ramp.
All right.
The use of drones makes war more palatable. Why don't people realize this?
There's a strict curfew, but people gather at bars and other places to learn what's going on.
Houston, Leo's Rod. Friendly fellow in front. I'm a patriot and my duty is calling. Nice work, Leo 2. That's a confirmed kill. You are a true patriot.
Targeting gun range.
Wait. General managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General LaFarge are the real patriots. Onward!
Locked on bandit.
There's a vehicle up ahead. He's gonna ask us to pay a toll. Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle.
Silco, let's go.
We archived all the footage that we've shot for when the communication networks come back online.
There's a vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. It's the radicals.
Signs of the clean warfare at the beginning of this war are now gone. Target acquired.
You're in their sights, Strider 1.
It's no good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, General's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Don't let him out of your sight.
Here comes a traitor, LaFarge. Keep action in the head. This is a light that they've cast. They really don't want the war to end, do they? LaFarge in that vehicle!
They've been set up in all the right places.
We have some enemies coming up behind us. They're gaining on us.
Caution. Pull up.
We changed our route, but the enemy's still on us.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
It is not machines that make the decisions in war. It's people. Understand that.
Caution. 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 Pull up.
We're not ruined our ideals. But what point is there in living? It's best that you leave this country. We're almost at land. Number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous at Kruger Park. Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the Radicals. There was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belkans. When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams.
Trigger's down!
There's a strict curfew, but people gather at bars and other places to learn what's going on.
Which faction is the head of our organization? We need to know at once.
Caution. Pull up. Missile. Missile. Missile.
How are we supposed to tell the difference? There are enemies everywhere.
Strider 1 crashed. There's a strict curfew, but people gather at bars and other places to learn what's going on.
Missile.
Which faction is the head of our organization? We need to know at once.
Caution. Pull up.
Locked on.
Caution. Caution. Pull up.
My infantry hit. Where did that come from? I'm surrounded by nothing but friendly. No, the attack was an unintentional mistake.
Wait. The general managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General Lafarge are the real patriot. Onward!
Caution.
We do not realize our ideals. What point is there in living? That's that you leave this country.
There's a vehicle up ahead. Think it's gonna ask us to pay a toll? Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle.
We'll go. Let's go.
There's a vehicle blocking the road. It's launched. No response to hails. It's the Radicals.
Strider 1, APC destroyed. Strider 3 launching missile. In gun range.
Missile incoming! Break!
Missile hit.
It's no good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we'd better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, the general's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Don't let him out of your sight.
Caution. Pull up. Caution.
Here comes a traitor, Lafarge. This is a wide net they've cast. They really don't want the war to end, do they? Lafarge in that vehicle!
They've been set up in all the right places.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
We have some enemies coming up behind us. They're gaining on us.
Caution. Pull up.
We changed our route, but the enemy's still on us.
Missile launched.
This is a message to all of you fighting out there. Ask yourselves, what is best for our country?
Pull up.
Perfect. Strider 1 destroyed target.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up.
Somebody take out those allied planes behind us.
Caution. Caution. Pull up.
Patriot of my duty is gone. Nice work, Leos 2. That's a confirmed kill. You are a true patriot.
We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous at Gruner Park. Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war Commanding the front lines was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belkans. When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side, and even manipulated the princess. The Belkan technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. Those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Grunder Park. Rendezvous point is a helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
It is not machines that make the decisions in war. It's people. Understand that.
An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. I got a bad feeling.
Strutter 1, missile launched.
Fighter's fault. 3 strikes will punch. Thanks. We would have been toast.
Anti-aircraft guns destroyed. Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 199 Delta Lima. Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah, don't they know nowhere is safe?
The general is speaking with the commander.
This fall has led to another power struggle within the Erusian military.
It's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War. Radio? So you have one in your cockpit? Yeah, ever since my previous squadron. I've got it taped, nice and secure.
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. We'll be nowhere to hide.
That was something.
Ocean forces at landfill number 7. This is AWACS Longcaster.
That vehicle is one of ours! Cease fire! The info just came through!
An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle used by the Erusian forces. Take it out!
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for it.
We're taking fire! Take care of them!
You heard the comm. There are no friendlies out there.
I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks.
Taking fire from a friendly drone. Damn it! We're outnumbered. There were too many conservatives in the Air Force that hated the drone. What? We're taking fire from our own allies. Is this place under rebellion too? Unidentified aircraft to the drone.
We've almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood. System failures caused friendly fire incidents among Ocean forces. Strutter 1, missile launched. There are even rumors of confidence turning on their former allies.
You want us to wait and see if they're friendly?
Catch fire on a moment's notice.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strutter 1, target destroyed. It's Erusian military.
We still have drones at our disposal. It's too early for peace talks. Please, watch over the future revealed from the high heavens.
AA gun confirmed destroyed.
Take out Penny in autonomous mode.
Bandit down.
Leave the oceans for now. First we report these traitors who are trying to infiltrate the system.
aircraft designations for one was an astonishing feat. They used it to make drones that resembled Osean fighters, and then to assassinate Harley and put the blame on enemy fighters. But in the end, Belkin technology only brought chaos to the world.
I can't believe Erusia's responsible for Harley's assassination.
Call warning.
You talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, right, Trigger? Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the General's day. Missile inbound! Evade!
The drones aren't receiving my orders. I wish they could make those slave rooms.
The General's a real celebrity. Seems everyone wants to meet him.
Missile away.
I'm cutting in my crosshairs.
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing.
Missile.
How'd you last, Longcaster? We've been briefed and we're here to help.
Nice. Landed medieval Oseans attacking the radicals. We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Wilco.
Officers from countries annexed by Russia have taken multiple groups and declared independence.
Don't worry, we won't let anybody through after you.
All ultimate rendezvous, with the rear to the others. Understood.
The radicals truly believe boosting drone production will make up their losses. They should be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why proper conservatives like myself are moving to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Russia quickly.
Strider 1, missile away.
We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
Who do we turn to in this darkest hour? We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Ocean News Network.
Okay, let's go. Getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSSG. They should finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck.
Call warning.
Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
This plane is carrying civilians.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No. Unless she's a soldier.
Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you. We did not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft our grandfather told me about. Someone with the scratches. There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkin technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknowns attacking the girl's plane.
Hold on tight.
Longcaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
It could be Osean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
Trigger, ID your targets before attacking.
That's all we can do.
ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell's going on?
Stay sharp.
Uh-huh.
Right, I'm shooting him down. Any complaints?
Granted.
Wilco.
Joko.
Welcome.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Missile.
Quickly out there, you traitor. I'm here to deal with that traitor.
aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... the drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
What the hell? We were just helping them.
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Lancaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, Ocean craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
We did what we could. Weapons free. You are cleared to attack the escort.
Wilco. Understood.
Wilco.
Can't aboard the MQ-89 launch. Our commands are overridden. They must be accessing it remotely. Which unit is behind this?
Hey, it's not our fault they won't listen to reason. Why build something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses.
To build something else entirely.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
This way!
No. The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies. Clever.
Missile away. Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
All hostiles, huh?
Stall warning. Stall warning.
General, the Ocean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Ocean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Are you sent by the General's staff? No, we want you to send... Listen! I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
Lancaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war.
We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he was shot down by another Ocean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Osean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Osean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guard's dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. I'm sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there is no one left to protect me. I am so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess? After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works!
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
"You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness." Just what did you see here?
Okay, enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Forvanti, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer, at this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission will be. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians, so we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still, with countless Erusian forces in the area, it's too dangerous for us to stay around here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense, I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Osean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling. It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Osean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are two great reasons in its favor. If everything went according to plan, the base may already be in Allied hands when we get there. Though based on what Count told me about the island operation, it won't be easy to seize control.
If the ground troops have managed to open the bridgehead, the transport route to Osea for supply ships should be available.
So much at stake, I can't imagine Erusia just giving it up without a fight. Things could really have gone bad.
Even if there are enemies left, they should be pretty easy to suppress.
I just want to go home, man.
Me too.
With that look on your face, Trigger, I know exactly what you want.
If Trigger's ready to kick ass, then so am I.
Damn straight. We're with you, Trigger.
It's decided then. Let's get all the aircraft and haul ass to Tyler Island. Although we can avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air network, there's still remnants from the Erusian forces. I want to get to the island without getting into any unnecessary combat. Pick a fast craft and fix it how you want. Pack for a long trip, but remember, if you drag your ass, you'll get left behind.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs. They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. And what? Abandoned Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own.
Caution. Pull up.
Please, we need help.
Caution.
Wagtail is on the Osean landing ship.
Pull up.
What's going on? What did you say?
Multiple bogies inbound. Damn it. Prepare for anti-air combat.
This is the AWACS Longcaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger. ID complete.
Shit. These are Osean.
I have a solid lock.
Our air support is here.
Strider 1, target eliminated.
Thank God.
Update us on Tyler Island.
Couldn't be worse. Our forces are scattered and on the run.
They're on the run?
We're waiting for retreating units here to carry them out to the artillery fire system over starboard side.
Stall warning. Caution. Pull up.
Fox 2.
Do me a favor, Longcaster. Maybe
Let's help retreating Ocean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
Look at that, they're all lined up. If you see 3 strikes, count to 3, and the enemy's gone.
Our last vehicle has been destroyed. Let's get out of here.
Let's get moving! Hit the gas and don't let up until we reach the extraction point! I don't want to see anyone, hostile or friendly! No, we're not combatants. Some of them aren't even ready. I can guess what happened here. Really don't want to think about it. We're down to less than half our mission. We're moving out! Leave the dead behind! We'll come back to this island one day and send them off properly.
Strider 1, APC destroyed.
Bastard! It's a blatant war crime! Take photos for evidence. I just got the photograph. We'll head back to HQ soon. Give us another 30 minutes. The men say they want to at least get the children to proper burial. This whole operation is crazy!
Erusian! Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here? It's all crazy people.
We just need to buy some time. Hold them at bay until operation feeding time. Hold them away from the masked driver.
Our guys even took out the enemy's air support. What do we do now? Send in a tank!
Allied retreat looks good.
We are in the middle of a mission to take back the masked driver. The supply ship at the munitions depot is highly combustible.
I count 12 dead bodies here. They seem to be upper middle class. Airport's nearby, so they could be researchers and their families. Most likely, they were involved in Stalker. No sign of letting up. We're taking that damage.
Stall warning.
Strider 3, launching missile.
Strike cracked. Hi, shit. We failed.
Getting a landing crab! Many thanks, Longcaster. We didn't have to leave our boys to die.
Understood.
Caution.
Get the wounded out of here, hurry! If you let them through, we're as good as dead!
We don't need to defeat them. Just delay their advance. Got it?
Strider 1, we've identified the unknown targets.
Stall warning.
Enemy vessel destroyed.
We're outnumbered, taking heavy losses. We can't even run. The enemy will shoot us in the back.
Do not fire on unidentified targets. Risking friendly fire.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Warning, enemy has a bead on you.
We can't afford to take any more damage. Get out there and do something.
An explosion inside! Continue the countdown. Grabbing the supply ship. Do the countdown! There's still one Arsenal bird left. Strong, but Erusian will have a fighting chance. Use cameras to track the supply ships.
Missile.
Don't fight with your backs to the supply ship. We think we're done for.
Thanks, but will we make it in time?
A landing ship is waiting for you.
Right, we leave them wounded. This will guarantee us a one-way ticket to hell. Pretty sure we're there already.
It's the Ocean military.
Don't they know they're on the same side?
We'll be firing at each other.
This is AWACS Longcaster. Look at the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Confirmed. The info is from an allied AWAC. Hold your fire. Roger. But what are we supposed to believe? Who should we follow?
guys got out alive. You have time to figure it out. Wait, multiple bogeys from the east.
Their timing tells me they're not here to bring good news.
We need to ID the bogeys. Take them down if they're hostile.
Understood.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Bogeys inbound. Escort fighters, we're counting on you. Should we fire? Even if we're not fired upon?
Strider Squadron, you're near an armada of bogeys. Identify them.
Commence Operation No Return. These are unguided. Stay on course. Let's just get this done with.
UAV is down.
Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts.
Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers, or they'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of civilian casualties as well. Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't. We're gonna drop them all.
These are the enemy reinforcements. Go team. We're doing strategic bombing. Launch control, this is flight leader. All systems ready. We are ready to launch. This is launch control. The enemy is commencing. Launch readiness. Affirmative. This is our last chance for Operation Indica. Launch control. Roger that.
The bombers are nearing the island. We're running out of time.
Ram 8, behind my target.
I've got a sitting duck here.
Draw the enemy's attention here.
Only half the bombers remain. We can't let even one get away.
Trigger has splashed a bandit.
We're outnumbered and we'll be surrounded.
I've got a sitting duck here.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now.
Our bombers are destroyed. We're pulling back.
All enemy bombers have been destroyed.
We did it.
Continue with your mission.
We can just defend the mass striper today. All right, we can turn this thing around. Ram 8 locked on.
Strider 1, bandit splashed.
Our tank commander's down! Taking fire! We're pinned down! I hope the rebels in Lucina end up wiping each other out. Our only ally is the Erusian government forces. Don't mistake them for rebels.
Pull up. Bring the anti-tank missile. Hit that heavy armor at the front line. Don't stop.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Tango 13. Tank left, but they're running on fumes and low on ammo.
Hey, you. Don't ask me to scratch on his tail. Hear me? I need you to help some people. There's a group of refugees surrounded by Erusian tanks right here. Needless to say, their future's not looking too bright.
This is a secure military line. Who is this?
Me. You can call me Scrap Queen.
Longchester, she's an ally. Trigger and I'd know that voice anywhere.
That voice. So you're still breathing, Sir Count.
Here, let me have a word. Hey, it's been a while. I had a feeling the two of you were still alive. Remember, stick with Trigger and you'll make it.
We have a bit of intel for you. We'll share it if you can help these refugees.
Count me in.
That's right.
Echo 13, all hostiles are down.
Understood. This is our last chance. We'll see how far we can go.
We've destroyed all of the targets. All bogies should be ID'd now. Mission complete. Okay, Scrap Queen. Send us the target coordinates.
I was thinking about how I would do that.
Don't you have a laser target indicator?
Why would she...
Use the smoke canister. And who's taking this to the enemy's doorstep? Not me. Wait, you moron! Wait! What are you doing, dumbass? Here! Attack right here!
Lancaster, we've confirmed the location of the flare.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry!
Missile. Missile.
Good job! The enemy tanks are down. I don't think I could even do anything with that scrap. That takes care of them. No civilian casualties. Nice going. Do you hear the singing?
Beginning terminal countdown. Pressure stable. Cooling system is on.
Lancaster, a promise is a promise. Here's the intel. I heard it from an Erusian soldier that defected. The supply ships will be launched soon.
Yeah, that is valuable information.
That doesn't sound good.
But can it be trusted?
Not sure. Heard it from a man who said he wanted to atone for his sins. Up to you to trust him or not.
Understood. Good luck.
Releasing safety. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch. 1, 2, 3. The mass driver is accelerating.
The supply ships have been launched from the mass driver. If the supply ships make it to the Arsenal Bird, they'll be able to resupply it. They may be loaded with new weaponry that we don't even know about. We have no choice but to take down the supply ships before they can get within the Arsenal Bird's air defense network. You've got to hurry or you're not going to make it.
Missile.
3 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
Which one first?
Missile.
Don't try to follow after the supply ships. Stay
Missile.
close to Trigger.
Missile.
All aircraft,
Missile.
remain on high alert. We got Bennington coming on radar. You're gonna have to forget about him for now. Focus on destroying the supply ship first.
We're sitting ducks like this.
Let the supply ship get too far away, we'll never be able to catch it. That sucker's hiding in the clouds. Trigger, don't let it get away. Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down.
Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there. Hurry up and shoot the other one down.
It's a big
Trigger, you're gonna lose it. Fly at full speed.
Turn their backs to us. Now I'm looking for them.
We've recalculated the remaining time. 2 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
We're still in this.
We're all enjoying the pretty fireworks. If this thing had any windows, we could have seen it for ourselves. Nice work, team.
We're gonna find ourselves a boat and leave this island. We'll be taking the refugees, along with any deserters from the Erusian military.
Who's the girl that ran at the tanks with the smoke canister? A few more crazies like her and life down there may have been a tad bit easier.
What do you you think would have happened to those refugees if you hadn't intervened? The princess saw what happened. They were little kids.
That's why I like the sky. You don't have to see those types of things.
Does this mean we're that much closer to ending the war?
No, we just basically prevented it from going on forever.
Count's right. We have no choice but to return to our original base. Our base that is nearly out of food and fuel. We need to do something.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs. They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. It's what? Abandoned Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own. Please, we need help!
Wagtail is on the Ocean landing ship. What's going on? What did you say?
Multiple bogies inbound. Damn it. Prepare for anti-air combat.
This is the AWACS Longcaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger. ID complete.
Shit. These are Ocean.
I have a solid lock.
Our air support is here.
Good. Take a seat. Everyone's here. Good work in sinking the supply ships. Not to mention saving the refugees. However, we're in no position to start celebrating. Even the commander here is starting to fray from the stress.
Can't say I blame him.
Now, Tyler Island is in a state of complete anarchy. This base isn't safe either. The faces you see around you are the only friends we've got. Take a good look.